All right, thanks so much, Jason. Today is the last chance for voters to weigh in on some really big decisions that could change people's lives here in Colorado.
Yeah, we're watching a lot of these local issues. Denver 7's Adria Irahita joins us from our state capitol. This was a long ballot for Coloradans this year. It might be why so many people still haven't voted. And there are issues on the ballot with school choice, taxes, how Colorado Constitution defines marriage. So Adria, talk to us a little bit about those big issues.
Yeah, good morning, Nicole and Anusha. Well, another thing that's on the ballot this election is same-sex marriage. Now, Colorado is one of 30 states that still has a statewide ban on same-sex marriage, and Amendment J would change the language regarding that. So if this passes, Amendment J would remove language in the Colorado Constitution that defines a marriage as only between a man and a woman. The current definition of marriage was added to the state constitution back in 2006 following voter approval. But same-sex marriage has been legal in Colorado since 2014, and it became legal nationwide a year after that. A no vote would keep the current language as is. And coming up later this hour, I'll take a look at an amendment that focuses on abortion access in our state. Reporting live in Denver, Adria Irahita, Denver 7.
Well, we already have the first election results in. Dixville Notch, New Hampshire is always the first in the nation to vote. Polls there opened at midnight, and all 6 of the registered voters who live there submitted their ballots. The results are a tie between Trump and Harris. Of the 6 voters, 4 are Republican, 2 are undeclared.
Now, history will be made this election no matter the outcome. Harris could be the first woman and first South Asian American president, or Trump could be only the second president ever to win a non-consecutive second term. This election season has already been unprecedented in so many ways. President Joe Biden dropped out of the race less than 100 days ago, and legal battles are still looming for Trump. Jin Sung, the professor and chair of the Department of Political Science at DU, says the stakes for American democracy are also high. All of this making it a very interesting time to teach political science, especially with younger voters turning out in some really big numbers in the last election and with even more voting locations this year.
I'm a teacher, I'm not a preacher. So it's, we're doing our best actually to try to connect facts with political theories and to help students make informed judgment, no matter which direction their judgment goes.
So we want to bring back Dr. Robert Poyce with MSU Denver. And now that it is actually election day, I think it's always a good reminder for folks to remember the difference between the Electoral College and vote and the popular vote.
Yeah, sure. Well, and so we vote, right, ourselves, and then each state collects those votes. We generally, most states, 48 of them, their Electoral College vote to the winner-take-all system. So our state has 10 that we give to the Electoral College. And then ultimately, Electoral College is the entity that elects, right, the president. So it's an indirect election technically, but most states, all the states have this, laws essentially that we bind those electors.
And certainly we have seen many times in history that the Electoral College results haven't always matched the popular vote,
right.
Most recently in 2016. Now, there are many paths to get to the crucial 270 electoral votes. And of course, we're all watching certain states tonight. We want to ask you, in your expertise or maybe your opinion here, what does Harris need to win? Which state does Harris need to win, and which state does Trump really need?
Yeah, and so for Harris, it really comes down to the Keystone State. That is the keystone for her election. She needs Pennsylvania, she needs Wisconsin, and she needs Michigan, and that'll get her to that 270 votes. I mean, just at that line. For Trump, he has a lot of different paths. If Harris doesn't win Pennsylvania, he can pull off just about any combination of the remaining states. So we're really actually looking at a number of paths for Trump, a really clear, necessary path for Harris to win. So Pennsylvania is the key. Michigan is early on in terms of reporting, and then we wait for Wisconsin.
I liked your game plan for tonight for people trying to figure out how late to stay up. So which states are you staying up for tonight?
So I'm going to watch, I'm for sure going to watch North Carolina, because if Harris can pull that off, I think it's going to go towards Harris, right? That would be a big win. But definitely Pennsylvania, that's going to come in a little bit late, even though we don't have as many early voting to count in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. We're still going to wait for those metropolitan centers like Philadelphia to come in, and then Michigan. And I think, again, those three combinations, if they all go Trump, we know where the election's going. Certainly if Pennsylvania and Michigan go Harris, then I might wait up for my home state outcomes in Wisconsin just to see what's going on.
Interesting. Well, you'll be back with us tomorrow morning well as we're getting those numbers and starting to get a better sense of what's happening today and into tomorrow morning. So thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Now, if you do need a refresher on candidates or ballot questions before you cast your vote, you can always check out our voting guide.